Picture this. You're sitting at your computer, watching your trading account steadily climb toward that sweet $5,000 payout. You've got everything perfectly positioned. Your stop loss is set, your limit orders ready to execute. You're literally one good trade away from cashing out big time. Then suddenly your screen transforms into a digital shark attack. Your stop losses refuse to trigger. Your limit orders ignore price action completely. Your entire account balance just vanishes into thin air. Welcome aboard Project X, where traders' dreams go to die, and Top Step apparently thinks this is totally fine.
Ahoy traders! If you've been anywhere near the futures prop space lately, you've probably witnessed the absolute shipwreck that Project X has become. We're talking about a platform that was supposed to be the luxury cruise liner of trading technology, but instead it's performing like the Titanic, except this ship hits icebergs every single week. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me tell you about the most shocking revelation that just came to light. Remember October 17th? That date is about to become very important, because that's the day the CTO himself abandoned ship. Soren posted, "After an amazing journey, I've decided to move on from my role at Project X Trading as of Friday, October 17, to pursue my next adventure."
But Project X didn't just lose one executive. Oh no, they went full mutiny and fired the majority of their founding team. Yes, the people who actually built the platform were thrown overboard, and we're not guessing. We're not speculating. After Soren was accused of being fired, the real story came out. He posted on X, "That's completely inaccurate. Majority of our founding team was laid off due to organizational restructuring, and I quit hours after that." Think about that for a second. The chief technology officer looked at what was happening and said, "Nope, I'm out of here." That's like the captain abandoning ship before it even starts sinking. But here's the kicker. The ship did start sinking, and it's been going down ever since.
Let's talk about what it's actually like to be a passenger on this doomed vessel. We're not talking about minor inconveniences here. We're talking about stop losses that completely ignore their one job of stopping losses. Imagine setting a stop at $50 down, watching price hit that level, and your stop just sits there like a lifeguard who's fallen asleep in his chair. Your account keeps bleeding while you're screaming at your screen, helplessly watching your treasure go down with the boat. Then there are the phantom candles. Yes, phantom candles. Price data that shows up on your chart but doesn't exist anywhere in reality. It's like the platform is giving you a peek into some parallel universe with completely different price action. How are you supposed to trade when you can't even trust what you're looking at? It's like navigating the Bermuda Triangle with a compass that won't stop spinning.
The login and logout failures are particularly hilarious in a tragic way. Traders can't even access their accounts during crucial trading hours. You wake up ready to scalp some moves during the London session, and boom, locked out of your own money. Or worse, you're trying to close a position that's going against you, and the platform decides it's time for an unscheduled island excursion. But here's where it gets really spicy. The prop firms that use Project X are reaching their breaking point. Lucid, one of the bigger firms, basically threw their hands up and said they're done trying to fix Project X's leaks. They actually added a warning to their sign-up process, telling traders they're using Project X at their own risk. That's like a cruise line saying, "Come sail with us, but don't get mad when we lose your luggage."
Alpha Capital, another major firm, publicly stated they're Project X's largest customer after Top Step themselves, and even they are fed up with the treatment they're receiving. When your biggest paying customers are openly complaining about your service, that's usually a sign that something's seriously wrong with your business model. The most brutal part of this whole saga is how Top Step is handling the situation. When traders lose money due to platform failures, most other firms find ways to make it right. They'll restore balances, void out bad trading days, or provide some kind of compensation. But apparently Project X's guidance to partner firms has been don't make any adjustments. Let the traders eat the losses.
Think about how insane that is. You have a ship taking on water weekly, causing traders to lose real money through no fault of their own, and the company's response is basically, "Hope you packed a life jacket." Jesse W. showed in his video that one trader lost $17,000 in profit due to an execution failure. $17,000. That's not pocket change. That's big money for most people. And the response from customer service was essentially, "We'll get back to you in 1 or 2 business days. Maybe we can help. Maybe we can't."
The community reaction has been absolutely savage. Traders are roasting Project X daily on social media. The memes are flying. The complaints are constant. Even people who used to defend the platform are jumping ship faster than rats fleeing a sinking vessel. What makes this situation even more ridiculous is the bombshell no one saw coming. Rumor has it that Top Step is gearing up for something downright ruthless. The whispers say Project X is preparing to cut every single prop firm partnership they currently have. Clean break, no survivors. Patrick posted, "Word on the street is every prop firm is getting terminated by Project X and will be exclusive with Top Step in 2026. Quite a major revelation for every prop firm who bought into the Project X ecosystem.
The irony is thick here. Project X was supposed to be this revolutionary trading platform that would change everything. Instead, it's become the poster child for how not to run a technology business. Weekly outages, weekly account wipes, weekly data failures. It's like they're competing for the worst uptime record in the industry. The writing is on the wall here. Unless Project X gets their act together immediately, we're going to see a mass exodus from the platform. Prop firms can only tolerate so much damage to their reputation before they have to make hard decisions. Traders are already voting with their wallets, choosing firms that offer more stable platforms.
This entire situation is a masterclass in how to sink your own ship through sheer navigational incompetence. Project X had everything they needed for smooth sailing. Decent design, useful features, paying customers eager to board. But they managed to torpedo their own success by throwing their experienced crew overboard and apparently having no emergency plans whatsoever. So here we are, watching this slow-motion maritime disaster unfold in real time, while passengers suffer the consequences and Top Step seems content to rearrange deck chairs while the whole operation goes down. It's simultaneously hilarious and tragic, like watching someone try to bail out their sinking boat by drilling more holes in the bottom.
And while Project X was playing financial Titanic, there's one trader who apparently bought himself a rocket ship instead of a lifeboat. Meet Lanto, the guy who's making prop trading look easier than ordering a pup cup at Starbucks. And honestly, I'm convinced he's got some sort of supernatural trading hotline. We're diving into a 14-day money-printing marathon that would make the Federal Reserve jealous. This isn't some paper-trading fairy tale where numbers don't matter. We're talking confirmed withdrawals exceeding $1 million from actual take-profit trader accounts. Real cash, real executions, real how is this even possible energy. Before we get lost in the numbers soup, let's establish some ground rules. Trading profits are completely different animals from withdrawal amounts, and mixing them up is like confusing your kitty cat with your pet tiger. So we're laser-focused on actual payouts here, the money that actually hit bank accounts and made the IRS weep tears of joy.
The madness kicked off November 5th when Lanto experienced what can only be described as the trading equivalent of buying a winning lottery ticket. He made $600,000 in one trading session, his biggest single day ever. From that moment forward, he kept stacking profits like a caffeinated Jenga champion, all documented on his Twitter feed. But remember, we're tracking withdrawals only from this point on. November 6th brought the first major payout request, $400,000 withdrawn from Take Profit Trader, strategically pulling $100,000 from each of his 4 live accounts, because apparently managing one account is for amateurs. The following day, Lanto announced a personal account withdrawal of $150,000. He also mentioned a pending $45,000 payout from Alpha Futures. November 8th delivered another milestone, a completely separate $400,000 withdrawal from TPT, documented live on video. This wasn't recycled content from 2 days earlier. This was fresh popcorn content. The grand finale arrived November 14th with his third major Take Profit Trader request, $500,000, systematically extracted as $125,000 from each of his 4 accounts, because consistency is apparently his middle name.
Now here's where normal humans would be questioning reality and probably hiring security guard. Instead, Lanto decided to outpace his haters through Twitter poetry. Made $500,000 in one day. Luck. Made $500,000 the next day. Luck. Made $500,000 the day after that. Luck. Then he doubled down with another masterpiece. Leaderboards on Top Step. Luck. Leaderboards on Alpha Futures. Luck. Leaderboard on Apex. Luck. Leaderboard on Take Profit Trader. Luck. Damn, I must be the luckiest person ever. Listen, calling $1.5 million in 14 days luck is like calling the Grand Canyon a small ditch, but you've got to admire the humility of possibly the most grounded millionaire in trading.
Lanto's philosophy deserves the final word here, because improving on this wisdom is like trying to upgrade perfection. Keep your head down and keep grinding. You will have ups and downs. You cannot succeed without failing. You cannot have good without also having bad. I still have red days. I still just suck at times. It happens to everyone in every industry. Cannot be perfect. Just keep doing you. Follow Lanto's journey on Twitter and witness this insane run continue. Take Profit Trader links are below if you're ready to show how lucky you are.
Well, buckle up, because we have a tragedy more epic than the Capulets versus whoever the other guys were. This isn't Romeo and Juliet, folks. There's no love in fair Verona today. No star-crossed lovers whispering on moonlit balconies. No poetic declarations drifting through ancient courtyards. Instead, we've got 2 YouTubers who look like they'd gladly jump straight to the poison and daggers part of the play. So here's what happened. Kellyanne, who we'll lovingly call Grandma Kelly because she has absolutely zero patience for nonsense, posted a tiny YouTube short. Just a harmless little clip showing Matt Coward, aka Rocket Scooter Matt, doing what he does best, talking. But apparently, Matt didn't appreciate being featured in Kelly's production.
Now, Matt likes to brand himself as this Wall Street warrior, constantly dropping his catchphrase about how trading is Wall Street, not Sesame Street, which is ironic because after seeing his reaction to Kelly's video, I'm pretty sure Big Bird could handle criticism better than this guy. Matt's response to being called out? He filed that copyright claim faster than Urkel could say, "Did I do that?" The copyright notice was basically YouTube's way of saying Kelly's video got yeeted into the digital void. The removal request came straight from our boy Matt himself, complete with his email address like he was signing autographs. Nothing says professional trader like personally filing copyright strikes against grandmothers on the internet. It said in part, "Hi Futures Trading with Kellyanne. We received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on applicable copyright law, we removed your video from YouTube. Video title, Matt Cowart, the Salaried Prop Affiliate, Part 1. Clearly at the bottom you can read, removal request issued by Rocket Scooter AI. Contact info, matt@rocketscooter.com. This means that your video can no longer be viewed on YouTube.
But here's where this story gets absolutely delicious. The video that got Matt's underwear in such a twist showed him having what can only be described as a complete meltdown over the Trade Day Influencer Cup. We're talking full theatrical performance here, the kind where even Shakespeare would peek out from his grave and whisper, "Dude, maybe take it down a notch." During this epic rant, Matt basically called everyone participating in the competition a bunch of small-time losers who embarrassed the entire trading industry. Real classy stuff. But plot twist, his own coworker at My Funded Futures, a guy called Methodical Man, was actually competing in that exact same competition. So Matt didn't just randomly insult strangers on the internet, he accidentally roasted his own colleague live on stream. Imagine logging into the stream the next Monday. "Hey buddy, remember when I called you a worthless nobody who's destroying our industry? That was just locker room talk, right? We're still cool for the company Christmas party, aren't we?"
Now don't get me wrong, Matt can actually trade. The guy won the BDH World Cup, which is legitimately impressive. But apparently winning one competition turns you into the self-appointed sheriff of the entire trading universe. He's out here demanding regulatory reform and declaring himself the guardian of futures trading, despite being internet famous for roughly the same amount of time mayo stays good in your refrigerator. And here's the really funny part. While Matt was going full drama queen about small influencers, he conveniently forgot his own humble beginnings. Just a year ago, this guy had about 6,000 followers. Then suddenly he switches from a personal account to prop accounts. Viewership goes up. Starts streaming 8 hours a day like he's training for the Olympics of talking. More viewers. Gets hired by My Funded Futures and scoops up their audience. Even more viewers. Wins the BDH World Cup and boom, now he's sitting at 50,000 followers feeling like the king of YouTube. Which is adorable because 50,000 is still about 1/10 the size of actual big names like Patrick Whelan or Tory Trades. It's like being the tallest person in kindergarten and demanding everyone call you giant.
The whole copyright strike angle is especially hilarious, because Matt is essentially arguing that his own public statements become protected intellectual property the moment someone else repeats them. That's like trying to claim ownership of your own foot after you've shoved it squarely into your mouth. And honestly, this feels more like a YouTube failure than anything Matt masterminded, because Kelly is clearly protected as both news commentary and parody. If you don't believe me, just look at how the Apex lawsuit turned out for her. Kelly breaks down the whole copyright situation in her latest YouTube video over at Futures Trading with Kelly Ann. She expects the strike to be removed and plans to have the video back up in about 2 weeks. And of course, true to form, Kelly took a few more well-aimed jabs at Matt along the way. And yes, I'm talking about the part where she suggests Matt is clout-chasing by positioning himself as Patrick Whelan's mini-me. In her video, she lays out 4 pieces of evidence indicating that Matt may be copying Patrick's every move, examples that are pretty hard to chalk up to coincidence. Just watch her video yourself. It's surprisingly convincing.
But here's what really makes this whole thing comedy gold. Matt started this drama by claiming Kelly was hurting the industry by exposing bad actors. His brilliant logic was that if regulators ever stepped in, they just follow Kelly's breadcrumb trail straight to the prop firms. But maybe, just maybe, the solution isn't silencing the person pointing out the problems. Maybe the solution is for firms to stop behaving badly in the first place. Revolutionary concept, I know. In Matt's epic soliloquy, he claimed that working for My Funded Futures gave him a seat at the table, an insider's view of the prop firm world. But the irony of Matt building his entire persona around being a salaried prop firm employee is that most of the trading community doesn't see that as a badge of honor. They see it as a red flag.
Ask yourself, was Patrick Whelan more influential when he worked for Top Step or when he broke out and launched BDH? Is Dakota more or less biased toward Top Step because they sign his paychecks? Let's be real. We've all seen him twist himself into some pretty creative positions to defend his employer. Look, plenty of traders believe salaried influencers exist for one reason: to nudge people into blowing accounts so they'll keep buying more attempts. Matt tries to spin his employment as a mark of credibility, but most of the community sees it for what it is: a massive conflict of interest. It's like claiming you're completely unbiased about the Super Bowl while you're sitting there decked out head to toe in your team's colors.
Look, Matt's taken shots at everyone. Small influencers, Trade Day, even his own colleagues. And now he's turning that same energy on someone who simply called him out on his own behavior. So maybe this isn't really about a copyright strike or a Shakespearean meltdown. Maybe it's just plain old silencing, an attempt to shut up someone saying things he doesn't want heard. And honestly, Matt, you've put a lot of effort into casting yourself as the giant in this little David versus Goliath saga. So let's end this with Granny speaking for herself. This guy who I had never even heard of spends 30 minutes on stream trashing me and my fellow Influencer Cup participants. Says we are not profitable and worthless nobodies. And then he goes and files a strike against my short video, explaining why he's wrong. What a effing bitch move. We will show you the path to fast payouts without the chaos. Just jump over to our other channel, Futures for Our Future Trading, where we break down the prop firms, tools, and strategies that actually help you get paid. Your next opportunity is waiting.